All right, what's going on, guys? Your everyday math tutor here. And in this problem, we have two markdown problems, two markdown questions. A diamond ring and that normally sells for $1,275 is on sale for $1,020. A ruby ring that normally sells for $290 is on sale for $203. Part A, which is what we'll do first, what is the percent markdown for the diamond ring? Okay, so the first thing I like to do is write down what my markdown equation is. So I'm going to write markdown is equal to percent times the original amount. Okay, so then I start asking myself, do I have a markdown or can I figure out what the markdown is? And yes, I can, because it gives me the original amount of this diamond ring, which is $1,275, and then $1,020 after the sale. So I can figure out what the markdown is, which is a dollar amount or a value to the next value, how much it went up by or how much it went down by. In this case, it went down. So I'm going to write that down as 1,275 minus 1,020 is equal to, we'll figure that out just in a moment, the percent. Does it give me a percent? No, it doesn't give me the percent because it's asking me what is the percent markdown. So I don't have the percent, so I'm just going to put P in place of percent. Then I'm going to be multiplying by some original amount. Well, what is the original amount? The original amount, as I stated before, is the $1,275. So I'm going to write down $1,275. Okay, now we figure out what that markdown is, or the change in values. So 1,275 minus 1,020 is going to equal $255. Is equal to P times 1,275. Now, how can we get rid of the 1,275? I don't want it to be multiplied by the P. And in order to isolate it, in order to isolate the P, you're going to need to do the inverse operation. So what's going on here? Well, it's being multiplied. So what we need to do is divide by both sides by that number, 1,275, to both sides. Okay? So what that does is, if you can see, 1,275 divided by 1,275 is just equal to 1. So we are just left with 1p. And 255 divided by 1,275 is going to give you 0.2. So this is the percent in decimal form, but in order to get the actual percent with the percent symbol, we just need to multiply that by 100. So when we multiply this by 100, we're going to get the percent to be 20%. So the markdown was 20%. So from 1,275, 20% of that, it will go down to 1,020. So that's the percent markdown for the diamond ring. Now let's figure out what the percent markdown is for the ruby ring. We're going to slide down a little bit here. Or let's figure out so a ring that normally sells for $290. So that will be the original amount. We'll keep it here. Let's do it in green. So $290 was the original amount of the ruby ring. So we're going to write down as a markdown 290 minus, remember the markdown is always going to be the difference between two values. So $290, and then the sale, or after the sale, the ruby ring then cost $203. And then we ask ourselves, well, what's my percent? Do I have a percent? No, that is actually what I'm looking for. So we're just going to go ahead and write P and then multiply by the original amount of that ring. The original amount of the ruby ring was $290. So now we figure out what that markdown is on the left side, which is 290 minus 203, which is going to equal $87. Is equal to P times 290. Okay, well now these two are being multiplied, and I want the P to be isolated. I want it on its own. So because it is being multiplied by 290, we do the inverse operation, which is divide by 290. And we isolate the P now. So 290 divided by 290, we're going to go ahead and draw an arrow here. that is just going to equal to 1p, or just p. And 87 divided by 290 is going to equal 0.3. And in order to put that in percent form, we have to multiply it by 100, and we get 30%. So the markdown for the ruby ring is 30%. So one of the most important pieces here is to remember what the markdown and markup equation are. They are the same thing. We'll just, in this case, since we were working with markdowns, we just write down markdown is equal to percent times the original amount. You could also think about the markdown as a change, or you can think about it as the difference between two values. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below.